Well, good evening, everybody out there in TV land. Surprise! It's Saturday night. Andy Nichols from Two Legs. You're saying he never goes live on Saturdays. He usually goes live on Sundays. Well, we're switching it up this week because I can't go live tomorrow because I have a little bit of a personal engagement with some family and friends. So I'm going to go live Saturday night instead. And hot on the heels of a New York Mets win over the Philadelphia Phillies, literally like 2 minutes ago. Game 1 of the NLDS. Wow. Let's go Mets. How about it, baby? But this isn't a sports talk show. It's just a little side thing. But it's exciting. The Mets are cool, and they're doing really well. Happy to be here. Paul tonight is kicking off night 2 of the third leg of the Got Back tour. He is in Buenos Aires. And our correspondent on the scene, Joan Borelli, is going to all the shows. She went to the sound check earlier today. Yeah, let's go Mets, Brendan. Absolutely. Yeah, all right. All right. Big win. They're like losing a lot in all these games, and they come back in the late innings and win the games. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. MVP tuning in tonight. Hello, hello. Let's go Mets. All right. Yeah, they're down all game, and then the last, just when you think it's over, they come back and they just win the game. They did it in Atlanta. They did it when they did it in the Brewers. Now they're doing it this series. Unbelievable. Yeah, hello, Ellen. Game 1. Best of 5. And they won down in Philly, too. Ooh, love it, love it. Go home and eat your cheesesteaks. Eat your cheesesteaks, eat your hoagies, eat your scrapple, eat all that crap that you eat down there. Go, 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 go. Well, it's quite late for you, James Boyce. Yeah, I know it's probably almost half 1 for, half 12 by you. So good morning. It's very late. But yeah, Saturday night stream. SATURDAY. The Bay City Rollers, Kang. That we're not. We're just Two Legs. And just hanging out and catching up with everybody tonight. Hope you're all doing well. And what'd you all think of the set list? Predictable. What'd you think of Now and Then? I thought it was great. Saw a lot of comments that people thought it was not that cool. I liked it. I thought it was awesome. Hello, Christian. Hello, hello. I've got some photos I'm going to share from today's sound check, courtesy of Joan Borelli, and the set list of the sound check. Couple of rarities thrown in there that you don't hear every night, which was one of them. But yeah, I'll go over that in a little bit. Thank you. Great shows. Yeah, Buenos Aires. So Paul should be hitting the stage pretty soon to do that. Our channel has been pretty busy as of late. We went live to do a recap with Joan, and then we were going to celebrate our anniversary here with me joining the show, and then we found out the same day Now and Then was being played, so it was kind of cool. James, I know what you're saying, man, and certain songs are. But when you go to a concert, as much as you think those songs are tired, and you know that they are, what are you going to do? You're going to say, oh, I don't want to hear Jet, or I don't want to hear In Spite of All the Danger, or Love Me Do. You just have to take it for all of what it is. It's one experience. I get it. People think his voice is shot. They think the set list is tired. You know, the man is 82 years old. Come on. Be thankful he's still with us. It's live. We look at set list and we go, oh my God, it's boring. It's this, it's that. When we're watching or we're behind a keyboard or our phone, oh, the set list is such a drag, or the video. But for somebody in that audience, probably more than one, that's their one and only time they're gonna get a chance to see McCartney. So they're excited because they're hearing all the big songs. And he switches it up enough to satisfy us. It's not the approach that I wish Paul would do. But what are you going to do? It's a chance to see an icon and somebody that we all love. So you take it. I wish he wouldn't do the set list that way, but it is what it is. You go see it, and when you're there, there's nothing like it. You're seeing Paul McCartney sing Let It Be, Hey Jude. All the songs that you know are old, but it's all part of the experience. Excuse me, I got a little bit of allergy attack tonight. I haven't seen Paul live since 2015, but I'll love it once I'm there. Exactly. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. MVP love now and then, and hope he prays it. And I think he will. We got a couple pictures I'm going to show you here that we got from Joan tonight because she's there in Buenos Aires. This is a picture of the stage, which is gigantic. Look at that. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. I mean, massive, massive arena. And here's a picture during sound check. There's Paul, just warming up. Okay, he's not in his stage attire. Got a little jacket. A little chilly, probably, and his guitar, his lead. And he's just jamming out. Yeah. Hello, Jeff. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Yeah, we're going live tonight instead of tomorrow because I've got a personal engagement with some family and friends, so I wanted to do it tonight anyway. And we'll see what night 2 brings. I wonder if Paul will do his usual thing and swap out 1 or 2 songs based on the gigs. That's kind of been what he's been doing. We shall see. Christian says, Paul's voice seems stronger when he plays the rockers and weaker with the slower tracks. Good point. Yeah, when he does the rockers, his voice is pretty good. But with the slower tracks or the ballads, it's tough. Yeah. Susan. The AED will be ready. Don't you worry. Hello, Susan. Good evening. Good evening. So I'm sure we had, there's been a plethora of now and then videos. We were happy and proud enough for Joan Borelli, who was just there. If you watched our recap, she basically gave us the rundown of like getting to the arena, hearing now and then during the sound check. She heard it. That's when we first knew that it was going to be played. So it's very interesting. So tonight, 5th of October, I've got the sound check. If you don't know what it is already, the sound check for tonight's gig, okay, we've got a jam to open up, then Honey Hush, then Coming Up, then the one after 909. Okay, that was cool for a sound check. Day Tripper, Miss Ann, Let 'Em In, Women and Wives, Let It Be, Every Night, Mrs. Vanderbilt, okay, and a sound check song. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. For Mrs. Vanderbilt to be in the sound check, Ram On, also in the sound check, Midnight Special, New, and Lady Madonna. So that was your sound check today in Buenos Aires. So a couple of gems that probably won't feature into the set. We'll see. Thank you, Christian. You're talking about Shadows in the Night? Yeah, I picked that up in New York last week when I went to the second screening of One Hand Clapping with Kyle Hand, MVP, my friend Bob, and Jim and Susan Ryan. Kyle gave us a nice recommendation for a record store, and I am a connoisseur of all things Dylan, and I did not have that one yet on vinyl, and been spinning that this week, and I've enjoyed it. I love Dylan doing the Sinatra stuff, and he kills it on that record too. Thank you. So that was your sound check for today. One after 909. To me, the ones that jump out are One After 909 and Mrs. Vanderbilt, for sure. Absolutely. Triplicate is my favorite. Triplicate is absolutely, they are incredible, but Triplicate is definitely my favorite. Oh, Jeff, here we go. I wish Paul would do the whole medley or some songs from Red Rose Speedway in concert. You and me both, buddy, since 1994 and counting. That's one album where we have not gotten one song live other than the hit. Let's think about that, right? McCartney, Maybe I'm Amazed. Over the years, Sing-Along Junk was in Unplugged. Every Night has been played live and as sound check. Okay, Ram, we got Too Many People in 2005, paired up with Bathroom Window. And you've got Ram On in sound checks and a couple of gigs. Okay. Wildlife, nothing. Red Rose Speedway, nothing outside of My Love. Band on the Run, of course, has been heavily played, obviously, given it's the most successful album, barring a couple of tracks, Picasso's Last Words, No Words, and Mamunia. But everything else from that album has been played at some point or another. But he hasn't played Bluebird live since 76. Oh, that might be wrong. I think he's played Bluebird live since then. I forget where. Venus and Mars, obviously, you got the abridged rock show, Venus and Mars rock show that he did in 2010. Letting Go and Listen What the Man Said is well represented. Okay. Speed of Sound, you've got Let 'Em In, which is the lone representative. But Red Rose Speedway has nothing other than My Love. That's it. So, Jeff, I'm with you. Just do something. Now, you got Hi, 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 which is from that same era. Obviously, is one of the singles from 72. I was talking about that with friends earlier today in a text. Which is a show we did on Two Legs way back in the day. We did a show on the 70 with Darren DeVivo I think it was back in 2022, since it was the 50th anniversary of the first three Wings singles. You had Give On Back to the Irish, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and Hi, 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 which Hi, Hi, Hi has worked its way in as an encore, but not in a long time, not in some years. But you're right, over on the whole, which ties into a point I'll make. Sorry, Caitlin, Mets fan here. But hey, New York, well, more power to you. More power to you. They're playing right now. Susan says she heard one of the Buenos Aires shows was being televised live, but only to a handful of South American countries, unfortunately for us. That's a shame. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're the same time zone as us. Yes, Tony, it is a Saturday night because I can't go live tomorrow morning. So I said, well, might as well do it Saturday night and get my live show in for the week. So that's why I'm here for a little bit. These damn allergies. Ugh, they'll go away. James says, I saw play the One After 909 in December of 2010 at the Hammersmith Apollo. Drove through heavy snow to get to that gig. Hope you're doing well, Tony. I did see your video, although I didn't watch it yet. Tell us a little bit about this white vinyl pressing of A Hard Day's Night, which apparently is National Vinyl Day, but it's only in the UK. Give us some clarification upon that. I'm sure some of you saw that they're going to do a white vinyl issue only of A Hard Day's Night. Tony did a video on it. Go to his channel because Tony covers everything Beatles and solo related nearly as soon as it comes out. But I did see it. But I don't think it's available for pre-order yet. But if Tony in the comments can tell us what that's about. But Tony, if you want to come on for a little bit, that's fine. Let me know. I'll send you the link. If you want to come on for a little bit of a chat on a Saturday night, if you're up for it, let me know, and I'll put the link right here in the comments. I'll put it right here. If you want to come in backstage, let me know. Wouldn't mind having you on for a little bit. I'm gonna stay on for about an hour or so. As I say, the Mets won, and it's all good stuff. So let's see. Tony can give it. I think it's a UK only thing, but more colored vinyl. More colored vinyl. I did bite the bullet this week. I was not going to get this. Yes, fantastic. It'd be great to have Tony on. I was not going to get these, okay, but Bob Gannon, who's one of the major fans in the run, he posted this on on the McCartney pages, and he always is, because he's the best. That's why. I wasn't going to bite the bullet on these, but because how many copies do I need? But apparently, according to Mitch Axelrod, they sound great. And there is a 30% discount on each title. So I grabbed them. Last night I grabbed them, and I'm going to bring it up here in 1 minute. And those are these, the 5 SHM new re-releases from Japan. Although I did not get that photo. That photo was courtesy of Bob Gannon, by the way, who got them all from Universal. There is a 30% discount on all these titles. They regularly go for $25.98 from Universal. 30% coupon off brought it down to about $18 a title. So I got 4 of them. I got McCartney, Ram, Wildlife, and Red Rose Speedway. I did not get Band on the Run. I do not need another copy of Band on the Run. I have about 50. I just don't need another copy of Band on the Run. But Bob Gannon and Mitch Axelrod said that they sound incredible. And with 30% off, I said, well, it couldn't hurt to get it. And of course, PayPal, pay me later, Affirm, whatever. I think it was $72 for the 4 CDs. So with 30% off, I figured it was worth the gamble. It was worth the gamble. Caitlin, do you think Paul will release an album too? Right now, we think it's going to be in 2025. He's got too much going on now with the tour. I don't think, because the tour is going to take him until the end of the year. So I don't think a new album is going to be in the cards between now and December. Never know. That's surprising. You're going to pass on those? Apparently the sound quality is good. I don't know. They're the mini Japan replicas for $18 a pop. I'll grab them. For 25, I wouldn't have got them. With a 30% discount code from Universal, yeah, sure, I'll grab them. Jeff says he has the SHM CDs of The Who, and they're sounding great. It's hard. Face Dance isn't by numbers. You're happy with them, even though they were a little more than regular ones. Yeah. Like I said, as I say, with 20 full price, I wasn't going to get them. But don't know if this was brought up anywhere, but on one of Paul's Instagram stories said this was the first batch of 4 of the SHM re-releases. Probably. And Mitch swears by them, too. We're actually going to record a new show with Mitch, maybe tomorrow, but probably during the week. It's actually going to be an interesting topic. We're going to do our top 10 least favorite solo McCartney songs. Not favorite, so stay tuned for that one. Mitch Axelrod, of course, one of the co-hosts of Fab 4 Free For All, who runs a great page and is always kind of quick to share any Beatles-related news. And we had him on for Now and Then. He's a great guest and a great show and a great co-host. So look for that later in the month, too. Our top 10 least favorite Paul McCartney / Wings songs. So we'll see. Currently editing right now the show we did with Owen. If you follow us on Facebook, you know we had a nice chat with him. Still working for that. That'll drop this time next week. So that'll be episode 261 for Paul and George Part 3, which went through 1988. No. Absolutely not. Speaking of the man himself, Beatley Tone, he's backstage, and we're going to bring him on right now. I love when we can just plan these impromptu things and hopefully have him come on, and I'm glad he's able to because he's a wealth of knowledge, and I'm so happy that he's well enough and recovering, and he's willing to join us. So let's bring him on stage now. Tony.
Hey. I'm so glad you're on a Saturday night because I was just thinking because I'm out tomorrow afternoon. I thought I'm going to miss Andy's show because I'll be out at 4 o'clock. You know, it's 4 o'clock here normally when you're on, or 5 o'clock.
Right.
So I've just been sniffing around YouTube and I just saw you were live. So here I am,
rocking your one-hand clapping sweatshirt. Very nice, good mate.
I am. Embarrassingly, it's got a little bit of dinner down here. I didn't know I was going to be in company tonight.
I'm wearing a Who shirt. I usually keep it to Macca, but I'm rocking a Who shirt. So we don't plan these things out. But yeah, so we can't see the dinner tone. You're all good.
Good. I'll just sort of keep down.
Good. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling really well at the moment. Yeah, good, very good.
Excellent. So tell us about this white vinyl Hard Day's Night.
Well, it's really weird. So I saw it on Facebook yesterday. I thought that doesn't sound right. Must be a scam. Went to Beatles.com and on the UK page it was there. And but I thought this is really strange because there's no. It says about it. It's not on the US page. It's only on the UK page, and there's no like pre-order button or there's no price or anything. And I'm thinking, well, they've obviously this typical Beatles.com. They've just thrown it up there and not thought about it or whatever. And anyway, apparently we have this thing here, the UK, which I'd never heard of before, called National Album Day. And apparently it's been going for 7 years. And I'd never heard of it. Anyway, it's on the 19th of October. So that's when you can get the album in the UK. But I've read elsewhere that HMV, you know, the record store HMV,
sure,
that they're some sort of sponsor for National Album Day or whatever. And I've heard that they will be having like a pre-order album on their site, but they haven't got it at the moment. So I was thinking that if they'll ship to the US, people in the US might be able to get it, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. But right. I don't know if that's a fact or not. So I don't know how much it costs. I don't know how you get hold of it, but it's a kind of like it's a little bit like Record Store Day type thing. So
just for the UK, right?
There'll be stores that will are participating in it, and you go along to the store and buy it. And but it does seem that like HMV might have some available to order online, but we'll see.
So was that something you'd order online, or you'd go to a local shop and try to get it?
Well, I think I mean if you can order it online, then you could do either. I mean, I don't know for a fact that they're going to have any online, but someone said that they, or I read some. In fact, I think it was Mrs. Beatley Tone read somewhere that HMV are gonna have it on. You can order from them online, or you can go to various record stores in the UK who are participating in this and getting it. But the thing we don't know is which version of Hard Day's Night it is.
Right. Is it the 20? Is it just is it a vinyl repressing of the 2012 stereo, or what is it?
That's what I think it is, but there's no confirmations that I've seen so far which version. So on the Beatles.com, they've got a graphic which I've shown in my video.
Yeah,
and it's basically so the Hard Day's Night. It's got the Hard Day's Night sleeve. It says on the top stereo, so it looks like it's a stereo
right.
version, and it's got the sort of the white vinyl with the black Parlophone label sticking out of the,
which is sharp. It's a very
sleeve.
sharp looking. It's nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice. But whether is it the original stereo mix from 1964? Is it one in the 70s, one in the 70s or 80s, or is it, as I suspect it probably is the 2009 remasters that were digitally transferred in 2012 to vinyl?
I have a feeling it's probably that. It's probably the 09 remasters digitally transferred on vinyl with color. Probably.
Yeah, so I think the only purpose of this is that if you're a collector of coloured vinyl, then it's something that you'll want to get. If you're not bothered about coloured vinyl and you've got the 2012 album on vinyl, then it's got no use. Lots of people getting very angry in the comments on my video about it because it's not a Hard Day's Night deluxe box set.
No,
but I was thinking about this, and the fact that they've called this the 60th anniversary edition means that when they do get round to doing the Hard Day's Night box set, they don't have to wait for an anniversary. They can just put it out. They don't have to wait till 2034 for it.
No, and that Revolver showed you that because that didn't coincide with any kind of anniversary. So just put it out. And for £38 for one disc on color, that's a tall ask, man. Damn.
Yeah, that's what coloured vinyl costs here now, though.
For one disc.
Yeah.
And I suppose if it's a UK only thing, Americans expect with shipping and that it's going to cost you. I mean, £38 is probably what, about 42? Was it maybe $42 US dollars maybe these days? So it's going to cost you well over $50 to get it with shipping and all that. Yeah. If it's a UK only exclusive.
I would have thought so. And they've said it's like a limited edition, like a sort of a Record Store Day thing is. Then it's probably available till they sell out, and that's it.
Probably, but I'm sure plenty of people here will get it. John Bazzini says, "Hi guys, anyone know what the October 9th Leonard announcement will be? Heard there'll be an announcement on the day from several sources. What do you think, Tone?"
I don't know. I've read all the stuff about there being an announcement on John's birthday. Don't know what it is. I've got a feeling it might be something else, Mind Games related, because he did keep saying that there was going to be more stuff to come sort of later in the year. Now, whether the meditation mixes were that,
maybe that's what it was. Yeah,
it could be something completely different, something we're not expecting. We also know that the Daytime Revolution
documentary
movie is being shown in cinemas in the US from his birthday, from October the 9th. We haven't got any showings here, but in the US it's being shown, I think, from October the 9th. So maybe it could be that is going directly to DVD or Blu-ray or something, and that might be available. Could be something like that.
Could be that. Are you going to get the meditation mixes on vinyl or not?
I wasn't gonna, but well, I was kind of in two minds about it because it looked really nice. The packaging looked really nice from the the little video that they did. Lovely clear vinyl, but I wasn't sure the meditation mixes were for me. And lo and behold, I got sent one from the Lennon Estate.
Oh, you got one.
It just arrived. Yeah, I mean, I've only had that and the Mind Games box, and when the Mind Games box, when they sent me that, the guy from the Lennon Estate, Simon Hilton, he contacted me by email and told me that they were going to send it, but they didn't tell me anything about this. It just arrived out of the blue. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I am going to do a review. I did an unboxing of it, and I'm going to do a review. But my general thoughts on it is that it's something completely different to what we're used to. This isn't a record that you sit down and listen to a triple album.
No,
it's something to. I mean, I think it's great that that Sean is doing something, for people's mental health and
of course,
and that sort of thing. And obviously, when I did the video, he got the usual criticism.
Yeah,
like anyone at the Lennon Estate is short of a few quid. It's a cash grab. It's a cash grab.
Oh, please, bollocks with all that crap.
Yeah. They've got enough money to last 1,000 lifetimes, let alone one. But But so I think it's great that he's doing something for mental health.
Yes,
and it's just something different. And I've never done any meditation in my life. Never. I don't really know how to do it.
No, and I know, like, the Beatles and, the Mike Love, and Mike Love is a huge guy into TM and all that. And I music is my meditation. I don't need meditation. Music is my meditation. I don't need to actually go and do it. I can put the music on and that meditates me and I'm good.
Great shout. That is a great shout. Well done. That's good. That is good. I like that a lot. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
But if you like doing proper TM and all that stuff, more power to you. But
yeah, I think that if you are into meditation and you whack this on, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it because it's gonna send you into a trance, and it is very relaxing to listen to. And
it is. I mean, would you have ever thought that an album not as celebrated as Plastic Ono Band or Imagine would get this kind of crazy treatment of all these releases and everything? And you never would have imagined that. Plastic Ono Band or Imagine, Double Fantasy, okay. Mind Games? Of all this lavish treatment, it still boggles the mind.
No,
not intended.
I know. It's really surprising. It was so sort of unrecognized as a great album. I don't know if you got this in the US, but here in the UK, it got put out on a budget label and it was sold for £1.99.
Oh yeah,
in the early 80s.
Absolutely, yeah, budget label, sure. Yeah, and here we are now, making cubes of it and having all these multiple versions on vinyl and deluxe sets for an album that largely was just kind of ignored. But if it made people more aware of what John was doing and the music he was writing, because it's always been a favorite album of mine since I was a kid in the 90s, I think it's great. I love that the one that was kind of flew under the radar kind of got this attention. I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because Plastic Ono Band is such a deeply personal record that, again, people always say, you're not going to put that record on if you're having some friends over for a little party. You're not going to put on, and people are listening to Mother and God and Working Class Hero and Isolation for a good laugh. You're just not going to do that.
I can remember when I first got it, I was like about 16 or something like that. When I got that record, and if I was playing the record when my parents were out and they came home and it hadn't got to Working Class Hero yet, I had to take it off in case they heard the swearing.
Gotta take it off. Can't hear the F word. Can't hear the F word. Mom and Dad aren't home yet. No, can't hear that one. Skip.
But I mean, for me, the box set just really enhanced my enjoyment and made me reappraise that album. And I think it's a great pop album. It's a really good pop album, and it's not as deep as Plastic Ono Band or Imagine, but it's a good out and out pop album. I think.
It is, and for a man who has such a small body of work, his albums need to be given the right attention with a deluxe box set. Not every album has to be a cube, for God's sakes, but they should be given lavish a treatment of 3 or 4 or 5 discs, 6 discs with all the available mixes. For a guy that's got less than 10 solo albums just by himself, yeah, they should. And thank you to Sean and the team for doing that.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job, but I hope he doesn't do that sort of thing for any of the other albums. I think he's done it now, and I think all the other I don't think people want to have to go to that sort of expense. People that that have to have everything.
Right.
Don't want to be put in that position that they have to spend that sort of money. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe. He's seeing Daytime Revolution in cinemas on the 9th of October. I checked in my area. It's not actually playing anywhere near me. I'd have to go to New York to see it. So looks like I'm going to wait for the Blu-ray release on that because it's not playing anywhere near me. And looks like it's going to be a good film, a good documentary. And of course, behind Beatley Tone there, he's got the 1-to-1 poster of John there in August in Madison Square Garden, August of '72. So yeah, you've got 2 documentaries. Tone, one hand clapping. Did you enjoy it?
I couldn't go because
oh, that's right. You can't.
You can't. My immune system.
You have to. You have to.
Right. Somewhere where I can't be in crowds.
Yep.
So it's only since last week that I can actually meet people indoors. So I've had people coming around to see me, and we've had to sit in the garden, and it's been bloody freezing. So I'm so pleased that I can now. People can come around and we can sit.
Oh, you can actually sit in the garden and have a cup of coffee with somebody or a cup of tea and say, "Oh, hey, how are you?"
It's not like total isolation like it was in 2020, but it's it's sort of it was similar rules. Don't be in crowds. Don't hug people, and all that sort of stuff.
As long as by mid-December you are given a clear check to go to an arena in Manchester and go see Macca twice, and we can meet up.
Yeah.
As long as you've been given that clean bill of health to go do that, then everything's going to be great.
Yeah, no, I would definitely be doing that. I'll be definitely doing that. And we need to firm up on what day in Liverpool, because I've forgotten what dates you told me that you.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I know the gigs are the 14th and 15th. I know that.
It'll be before. The gigs are on the weekends, right? Saturday and Sunday. So probably before that, we'll meet up in Liverpool, and you can hopefully take the train up. How quickly can you get up there these days?
We'll probably drive up, I think. So it'll probably take about 4 hours, maybe.
Right.
Like with a stop, stop on the way, sort of thing.
Because the trains are amazing over there. I couldn't believe I could go from Euston Station to Lime Street in 2.5 hours. That's how quick, on the old Virgin trains. But I don't think Virgin runs the trains anymore, do they?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure who the company is that runs Euston to Liverpool, but they're so expensive, though. They're so expensive, the trains.
They are and you've got to pre-book in advance and to save and all that. But in terms of books, did you get a chance to look at? I think you mentioned on one of your shows, John Blaney's book, 1973, the last year the Beatles were fab.
Yes, I've started reading it. I'm finding it hard because I've also got Ian Derbyshire's book as well, the Macca in the Long Noughties. Yeah, I'm further advanced with that book, but I've started John's book and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying that book as well, the Long Noughties one. There's loads of things in there that I didn't know, or at best I'd forgotten.
Sure. And his attention to detail was so good on this book. Really about things that were very non-musical too, like the details of course the divorce with Heather and things like that. It was really it struck me as much more biographical, and it wasn't just on his music,
Yeah. I haven't got to the divorce yet, so they're still at the throwing things at each other stage.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Now and Then being played on the first leg of the tour?
Fantastic, fantastic. I thought it was brilliant. I saw the show that you did. Now, when would it have been? It would have been, was it Monday night or Sunday night? I can't remember. Where Joan had texted you and said that they were outside the rehearsal. And
Yes.
I heard it, and we didn't really know at that stage because some of those songs that he played that night, some of them were for the sound check, some of them were for the gig. So
Right.
didn't know whether or not Now and Then was going to be in the gig or it was just going to be in the sound check. And it wasn't until videos started coming out. Well, for me, it was kind of it was on Tuesday, wasn't it? So it was Wednesday morning.
Right. By the time you saw it,
Yeah, we
yeah.
started seeing the footage from it, and yeah, fantastic. But if I thought about not songs that I wanted, but maybe songs that I thought that he might add to the set if he wanted to change things around, I wouldn't have given Now and Then a second thought. I wouldn't have thought that he would have even considered that.
I had a feeling Now and Then was always. I am not surprised Now and Then worked its way into the set list. I'm not. I had a feeling. It dropped. We're almost a year out now. It dropped on the 2nd of November of 2023. He's touring for the first time since that song's come out. It's almost like I'd be surprised if he didn't play it. And sure enough, he has.
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised that he played it. I'm glad that he played it, but I know it wasn't. Some people commented, "Oh, it wasn't on our radar. We didn't think he'd be playing it." I am not surprised that he's playing Now and Then at all. If anything, I thought it would be. I thought it would be a late encore. I thought it might be before Golden Slumbers or something like that. But he's got it settled. 2/3 of the way into the set list right now. So it's interesting. It's just part of the regular concert. No fanfare, no introduction. No. He just plays the song, which speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm glad you thought it was in because it kind of just went completely under my radar. I didn't think I hadn't even considered that he might play it, but it's great that he had.
And once Joan told us that he sound checked it, she messaged us. She goes, "Oh my God, we're outside the stadium, and I hear Now and Then." And I said, "There is no way that is just being sound checked. That is going to be in the set list, bona fide, 100%. You don't just sound check Now and then not play it."
No.
And I must say, there were some really nice images I don't know if you saw some of the videos, but there were some stills and some stuff never before seen footage in the concert film that they play behind the song. Did you notice that?
I did see some. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen quite a big chunk of it, and it looked really good. I mean, I think there was a great crowd in Montevideo, a really good crowd. They were really up for it, I thought, and Paul looked happy and relaxed, and yeah, he sang well, I thought, and good stuff.
Right, and I totally agree with you. What do you think about? I mean, somebody I think Mr. Boyce had said, "Oh, he saw the set list and it was one big yawn," and I get that. But how do you feel that when you're in the concert and you're in the gig and it's live, you forget a lot of that stuff, don't you?
I just don't care. The whole thing is about being in the room with the man in front of you, and being with all the fans, right? And everyone is singing. It was like, yes, the set list is stale for us that have seen him, a few times before. But if you look at that, you pull out that set list and go through them. Although we've seen them all before, I mean, pretty much every song on that set list, apart from "Come On to Me."
I did see you were like, "I don't like that song. I can't stand it." I was cracking up the other morning when I watched that. But you're right. Continue.
Yeah, but every song on that list is a banger. It's a set list. It's got "Hey Jude," it's got "Let It Be," it's got "Live and Let Die," it's got "Let Me Roll It." Every song is a cracker, and it's stale for us that have seen it before. But if you haven't seen him before, Must be amazing. Must be amazing.
Even if you have now a song like Mr. Kite, right, which we think
Yeah.
has been in the set list for a long, long time. Mr. Kite's been in the set list, I want to say, since 2013. And when I first saw him do that in 2013 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, I was gobsmacked. I said, "This is great," and it's still in there. Is it tired? Yeah, but when you're there live, you're like, "Oh my God, he's singing "Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite," and you enjoy it. And you move on. Now, Joan had said, she goes, the Beatles songs were good. She's a hardcore Paul solo fan, like we are. So you enjoy it and you enjoy the song and you move on. But I don't think there's any song in there. Your "Come On to Me" is My Valentine. That's where the song where I'm like, oh God.
I'm with that one as well, actually.
You feel the same way about My Valentine, right?
Yeah, I could do without it. Yeah.
Somebody actually made a good comment on one of our videos. I don't know if it was when I was live or it was a comment. They said he should just check all the boxes and do "Maybe I'm Amazed," and he should do "Women and Wives" for Nancy, and he should just do "Heather" for Heather, and just check all the boxes.
I saw someone put he should do "Lavatory Lil" for Heather.
Yes, somebody comment that was on one of our comments of our video. Somebody said he should do "Lavatory Lil" for Heather. Ooh, man. That's rough. But yeah, My Valentine, if there's one song when I'm there live in the presence of the man, and you always greatly say that, hey, look, I'm breathing the same air as the guy. I don't really care about it. Well, the one song that makes me go, is a little bit is My Valentine. Just because it hasn't left, but it's not going to because that's his wife and I get it. It's not gonna go.
Yeah.
So he's the gigs I think he's doing tonight and tomorrow, and then it kicks off again. You know, the people in South America are making out like bandits. You know, Mexico City and Chile and Buenos Aires. He's hitting all of them. He's really. I'm just happy for the UK fans because the UK fans have not gotten a real gig outside of Glasgow since 2018.
Yeah,
they haven't.
No, we haven't.
And you're only getting 4. You're getting 2 in Manchester and you're getting 2 in London. So it's not like he's hitting Liverpool or Glasgow. He's not going to Scotland. You got 4 dates in the UK.
Yeah,
you know
he's spreading himself very thinly.
He is, and now people think that some people think that I kind of thought he was done. People think now maybe the Got Back tour will end in America in 2025 because that's where it started, right? It started in 2022, and now he'll come back for one last leg, and then he'll call it a day. What do you think?
Yes, I think he will. If he does do a tour in 25, I expect that he will go back to the States. Yeah, and I guess it'll carry on as being Got Back. I don't know. He might change it to something really different, but years ago he did. Oh no, he's actually. I think it's only the pre 89-90 tours that he had. He never used to give his tours a name.
No.
When I saw him in the UK in 1979, we just called it the Back to the Egg tour. Because
it was Wings. It was a bona fide Wings tour then.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't actually called that, but I guess when people refer to it, they call it that.
Did you see the picture? I think we posted it on our YouTube community page. We had gotten a lot of comments saying, is there anything in the tour book about the archive collection? And Joan sent us the picture and we posted it. So I just think it's a reprinting of what was in the Got Back tour books that have been in the tour books before. Yeah. But it says, it's not, so technically it's not dead yet. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, I did see it. And that question from Julia, I think she asked
yes.
question on your show. And that comes from the question comes from my live stream because I was saying that when they did the tour book from for the Australia, Mexico, Brazil leg, the second leg of the tour.
Yeah,
I asked Boyan who's from Australia,
Boyan Archer. Yeah,
he went to one of the gigs there, and I asked him if it was still in there, and he said yes, it was. And he said, and I said, but has any of the rest of the book changed? And he said yes, they've got something about the singles the singles crate in it now. They've got something about Glastonbury, so they changed pages. So I then said, okay, well, if they're changing pages, but they're still having a page for the archive collection and saying, watch out for new archives coming soon, or whatever it is that they say, then it's still alive. It's a tiny thread. It's a tiny thread.
It is the tiniest of morsels. It's like life support. It's okay. He's still talking about the archive campaign in his tour book, which is on the third leg of the tour now. So I guess we can say it's really not dead yet. It's still okay. By the slimmest of margins, would you say?
But I said to Tom confirmed that it was in there. And I said to Tom, but are there other things that have changed? Because if there's nothing else that has changed from the second leg book, then they've just reprinted it. It's only if there's things that have changed that we can kind of get that little slither of hope. That it's still alive. Because if they haven't changed anything else in the tour book, then it's just a reprint and it doesn't mean anything.
And it doesn't mean anything, which then that could be true too. We just don't know. I mean, we are 4 years and 3 months since the last archive release, which would have been Flaming Pie, which was July of 2020. So we're going to need some real solid hardcore evidence that a title's coming up at some point. And if not, if it's over and done with, I'm okay with it. I mean, it is what it is. I think we've talked about this. He's repackaged. He's figured out ways to repackage archive stuff in a more affordable way. We had underdubbed to start the year, and you had one hand clapping 6 months later in multiple sets. So if that's going to be his approach moving on, fine. But as my partner Tom always likes to say, just put the stuff in print. You can't get Back to the Egger London Town on CD anywhere. Just put it in print. But I mean, you can stream it, but just make the titles in print or put them back in vinyl again. Just put the regular titles back on vinyl. Yeah. Even at the very least, not colored vinyl or any of that jazz. Let's just get them in print and get them going again.
Yeah.
Marcus says that's one of the main things we've missed out on not having John and George here, since they tended to get bored easily. I could see them changing set lists constantly. Yeah, John and George would not, in my opinion, go out. Well, John famously said, he goes, I don't want to be Elvis Presley, doing all my old hits. But that's something Paul's very comfortable in doing. If you remember, he said, I think he saw somebody in Liverpool in the late 50s and they didn't play all the hits, and he was like, look, if I'm going to go see an act, I want to see them do their hits, and that's something that he's never strayed from, and he's not going to change now. I'd love to see him do a Bob Dylan type intimate show in a hall of 3,000 people, but he's not going to do that. You don't see him changing that now, Tony, right?
No, not really.
He's not going to.
Maybe the odd song or two, but
not at all. Not nearly at all. So, what else is cooking
for me?
Yeah.
On the channel, do you mean?
On your channel, yeah.
So next week, I'm hoping to put out a video which has a working title of "Does Apple know what they're doing?" or something along those lines. Does Apple actually know what they're doing? Which is basically, I'm just going to be talking about the sort of the scattergun approach that they've taken with this, this remix series that they're doing. So I was making it this week, and I'd kind of got halfway through, and then the meditation mixes arrived. Yeah. So I had to do that video, and then it was Paul in Uruguay, and I had to do that video. So I haven't really had a chance to get back on it yet, but hopefully I'll have that out next year. But I've got such a I've got a long line of things of videos that I need to make, and I think I've got enough material to keep it going till Christmas anyway.
You probably do. Did you see the Record Store Day are going to do a couple of releases of a couple of the 3-inch Beatles single? And
yeah, I saw that, and I think I Want to Hold Your Hand 7-inch with. I saw her standing there on the back. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not in for those.
No, I was gonna say, any interest in that?
I'm not queuing up in the middle of the night for that.
No. I saw the list for Record Store Day for Black Fire, and none of the titles grabbed me. Nothing was grabbing at me. None of those limited edition Beatles ones at all. You know, just like last year with the record player, the 3-inch record player. Did you get that too? Nah. There's no need. No need.
I think that I'm not a big collector of memorabilia anyway.
No.
Music.
The
music.
It's the music. You want the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that kind of haughty-tawdy collectible stuff is not. It's not for us.
No.
Susan says Apple and MPL seem to be always changing horses in midstream.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Just when you think that we're done, you know, we're going to get this mono box set on the 15th of the 22nd of November. Then George's Camp with BMG says, well, hold off. We're going to send you Material World in a deluxe set. You know, a week prior. So they're really not. They don't really care if they step on each other's stuff, I suppose. You know?
No, I don't think so. You know, we had it before in 2018 when we had three releases, three big releases in 3 months. The Imagine Ultimate Mixes, the White Album, and then the Big Barn Box in consecutive months, October to December. So they've done it before. And
no, let's not forget. I know it wasn't the fourth quarter. No, but you also had in that same time, you had Egypt Station come out. Egypt Station and the Imagine Ultimate Mixes came out the same month.
Did it? Okay.
September of 2018 was Imagine that, Imagine Egypt Station, and then you had the White Album, and then you had the Wings Live 71 to 73, all in the fourth quarter. So it's crazy.
Yeah, we've been spoiled this year.
We have
with releases, and it feels like it's a bit of a bottomless pit, the amount of money that's being shelled out.
Yeah, but you know, it is. But you know, I think they're worthwhile. Really, I don't think they're anything worth. I think they're all quality releases, especially Material World. That's going to be, to hear that remixed and to hear those outtakes is going to be, and then everything else that comes with that. That's going to be a gem. You know, I know the mono stuff will be nice to hear. Because they haven't been available. I mean, and I'm sure to somebody in the UK, you know, it's probably like hen's teeth trying to find a mono American copy of a Beatles album in a UK record store. It cannot be easy to find.
No, they're not. I've ordered them because I've never owned them. So
there you go.
Looking forward to having those.
And they're really a unique listening experience. I know, you know, a UK fan would say, "With these Americans, what are they doing?" But it's all the Americans knew. First generation fans, that's all they knew was those configurations of those albums. So that's what they know. So for them, I'm sure like Susan Gagney knows that's how she learned them. You know.
Yeah, and it's quite it's quite interesting for us here in the UK. The way I look at it, I'm not going to be judging these albums on so much whether they sound better or worse than the UK, or whether the track listing is better or worse than the UK. But for me, this is kind of a unique experience to try and experience what first generation American fans felt when they heard these albums, how that massive wave of Beatlemania was created by these records that five albums in 1 year.
In 1 year,
is a hell of a lot. And the sixth one is from '65. I know, but let's put an album out called Beatles '65 and have it come out in December of '64, and then have an album called out the early Beatles and have it come out in March of '65. But we're gonna put it in the 1964 set. What are you doing? Exactly. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting those.
They are a unique listening experience. It's how a lot of people. I'm kind of in between because those were the albums my dad had as a first generation fan.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the CD era, so when I started getting CDs, I got Please Please Me and With the Beatles and Hard Day's Night and Beatles for Sale and Help, and the UK Rubber Soul. So I was like, okay, I know this sequencing one way. But now we're getting issued. These are the official CDs. These are how you're supposed to listen to them. So like, I kind of have like two ways to listen to the album. When I hear one song end, one part of my head says, "Okay, this song's next." Then the other part of my head says, "No, this song's next." Well, which country are we listening to? You know? which UK fans don't have to deal with that because they've had it right all along. Leave it to us Yanks to mess things up as usual. Jeff says he has the Beatles story and he listened to it recently. LOL, what a laugh. But I could see that it would be considered. In 1964, the Beatles story was probably a really great source of information. As I said on one of the shows, it's better as an album cover than the contents actually on the record. I mean, yeah. Now, did you get the box set or did you buy them individually, Tony?
I bought them individually because the one American album actually I've got a few American albums, but later on I've got Hey Jude and the American rarities. But the one album from this package that I have got is the Beatles story, which I bought right at the beginning. Didn't really know what it was. Didn't know that it was an import or anything. Took it home. Well, if I played it 3 times, I'm probably exaggerating that by that.
You probably played it once.
Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. But I'm sure in 1964, if you wanted to learn about the Beatles and
you listen to the Beatles story by Capitol Records, and Capitol Records is going to tell you in the Capitol Records Hollywood style how the Beatles came to be and all this gloss and Hollywood manufactured bullshit that means nothing. That's why it's a laughable album.
Yeah,
but I'm happy. But I mean, if you wanted, but $120 for that.
Yeah,
and the box. No thanks.
No. So what did you? Are you giving it a swerve, or are you just picking up the individual albums?
So I just got the 6. I just got the 6 individual albums at $30 a piece. I don't need the box, and I don't need the Beatles story for an extra $120. No thanks.
No, so you're the same as me. You're getting the same as well. Yeah. That is bizarre. That $120 for a slipcase and a double album of talking.
Right? Of talking. Like where I would love to know what Apple came up with their idea saying, well, we're going to include the Beatles story and a slipcase cover and a nice essay booklet by Bruce Spicer, which honestly, if there's any amount of money that deserves that, Bruce deserves it, because I don't know if you ever read Bruce's work.
I haven't, but I'm aware of him.
Bruce is great. I mean, I'd rather see Bruce get the proceeds for that money than a slipcase cover. And the Beatles story, I mean, like, come on.
No, I know.
Susan says they used to play excerpts from the Beatles story on the radio in '64. Well, as Tony just said, that was in 1964. That was the only way you were going to get information about the Beatles, unless you were listening to, American radio in your local market here in the New York area. Cousin Brucey and the WMCA and the Good Guys, and that was how you got your information. There was no Twitter, X, or any kind of social media or anything. So what you got from the record company or a press release, a press release was a big deal. That's how you got your information. But I mean, it's nice that it's coming out. But I mean, those of you that you probably bought it, I mean, are you going to get the Beatles story and actually play it more than once? I doubt it.
Yeah.
But it'll be and there's some Beatles 65, Tony. Especially, I think you'll like that one because some of the songs on Beatles 65 are so different. Like "She's a Woman" and "I Feel Fine" and the Echo. I don't know if you ever heard any of these mixes on maybe you had them downloaded or you had them sent to you. But some of those mixes on the American records by Dave Dexter have so much reverb and fake stereo, which is not pure. It's not what the Beatles wanted, but some Americans, that's what they know and that's what they like. So I'd be very curious at a UK fan's perspective on those mixes.
Yeah, no, I'll that's another reason for me to get them because I've never heard that, those songs like that with that mix. So, it's interesting for me to listen to, and obviously I'll do a review once I've listened to them properly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, you've got Material World first, on the 15th, and then you've got that, and that probably should round out the year, unless good old Uncle Paulie's got something up his sleeve for December, and he drops us with another, saying, "Here's a limited edition of this, and go get it." Who knows? I think Paul's probably done because the tour is going on, right? So I think the tour is the thing, and I don't think a new album will be played anytime soon. Will be coming out this year.
No,
anyway.
Not unless he's done all the promotional stuff that he would do, like before he left for the tour. It's not likely, is it?
No. You know what I spun today when I was cleaning up the house a little bit? I busted out my McCartney 3x3. You know, that's where you got the different, you had the different variants of the vinyl color.
Yeah.
So I got the splatter one. Which one did you get?
I got the one. Well, I call it. I think I call it the Romanian flag.
Okay.
The one with the three colours, kind of in a stripy thing. I wanted the splatter one, but I wasn't gonna have a punt on getting another one that was what was the same. Of course, you could have gone on to Dino V's Facebook group where people were trading them.
Oh, they were. They were.
Someone would say, "Oh, I've got 2 splatters, but I haven't got the pizza."
Yeah. Then there was the one that looked like Simon, that game from the '80s with the 3 different sides. There was the red, you know, and Tom got that one, and I got the one he wanted, but we never swapped them. But no, I gotta say, you know, nearly 4 years on, McCartney 3 is a record that I think gets better with age. I kind of was so quick to get it, and stuff like Deep Deep Feeling and Pretty Boys and Sliding and Seize the Day. I still come back to those songs, and I think the record, other than that god awful track Deep Down, I think is fantastic. How do you feel nearly 4 years on from McCartney 3?
I quite like Deep Down, but Deep Feeling is my favourite song on the album. The one that I can't stand is Kiss of Venus. Don't like that. I don't like that. But all the rest of them, I'm not. You know what? I'm not mad about the When Winter Comes song, because it's just a little bit too twee for me about, you know, fixing the fence and all the rest of it.
Must fix the fence, but yeah, I know.
It's a little bit twee. You know, I don't believe in this day and age that Paul goes anywhere near a fence to fix it. Right?
Well, you must know that song goes all the way back to the early '90s.
Yeah, it's a '90s song.
So, but it's got good staying power. I listened to it this morning, so I still quite enjoy it. I think I counted it on my shelf. There must be about 10 copies when it was all said and done. How many did you end up getting?
Right. Okay. So not a huge amount. So I originally bought the black vinyl, and that was it. That was before I became an idiot and became a YouTuber and knew that you know there was a sort of a kind of keeping up with the Joneses type thing going on. So I bought I bought the CD and the black vinyl one, and I'd only really just got back into vinyl, and then I bought the yellow and black splatter one, not the really expensive one, not the 333.
Oh, no, the
3333.
Yes.
That one. And then I bought the 3x3. I think the one that came out last year. Yeah, that's all I got. But I did buy the CD, and I later bought the SMH CD from Japan as well, which sounds phenomenal. I mean, the normal album sounds great.
It's good, but I as I mentioned before you came on, I just grabbed those. I grabbed those SHM CDs. You know, the first batch that came out. Did you get those too?
No, I didn't. I didn't, because I kind of drew the line, because it was the.
Good night, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. See ya. You know, because the mix on it is the archive edition mixes for all of those, and I think that you know, all of those 5 albums have all had a half-speed master now. So really, the half-speed master should be the best sounding version of that. Of those albums, so I just decided to not get those. But I'm sure anyone that bought them, I'm sure that they sound absolutely great.
I wasn't going to either, but then there was one of my friends sent me a 30% discount code to get them from Universal, which brought them down to about $17 or $18 a piece. So I said, well, for that much, I'll get the 4 of them. I didn't get Band on the Run because there was just I did not need to get Band on the Run again. Not again.
Not again, yeah.
But you know, people rave about those SHMs, and you just said the McCartney 3 is really is good.
Yeah, I've got a few random ones. They do sound really good. I got an Abbey Road one, and it's fantastic.
So your preferred medium of listening to music is CD first or vinyl?
If I've got So I've got a lot of CDs. I'm one of these people that never sold their vinyl when CD came in. So I've still got
Good man.
my records from when I was a kid, and obviously I've built on that since then. So my preferred way of listening to records are on vinyl, but I still buy I buy CDs, because vinyl is so expensive. If I buy, if I want to buy an album from an artist that's not massively important to me, then I'll probably just buy it on CD.
Right.
And
Because vinyl is so expensive. Yeah.
yeah, because we're paying £30 for an album now.
For one disc. You really are.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna invest your money into vinyl, you really want it to be something that you really care.
Yeah. And also the thing is with new vinyl, mostly, I mean, sometimes it's taken from the analog tapes, but mostly, if an album or even a reissue comes out now, it's just a digital transfer
Yeah.
from CD onto vinyl. So what you're basically buying is a 12-inch CD.
That's all you're doing, and
paying 3 times the price for it. So
the other leg there, the old leg, David Gargolino, he always says, I'm not going to buy new vinyl because so much of it is just a digital transfer. It's not really analog.
No, that's right.
Quick shout out here to Laura. Hi, Andy. Hi, Tone. Nice to see you guys down here in South Florida, fretting about Hurricane Milton. It's nice to see the likes of you two to take my mind off this for a bit. Well, Laura, best wishes for you down there in South Florida. God, you just got done with one hurricane and another one's coming back around the bend now. I'm sorry to hear that. So do take care of yourself and stay safe. And, thanks for tuning in. It's in America here. It's late September, October is hurricane season in the southern states. It just is.
Yeah, I hope it passes quickly, Laura. I know because Beatle Brad was telling me that he lives in South Carolina, I think. And
the Carolinas also. We just had one come through, now and that just finished up. Helene, and now this one. So, do take care, Laura, and thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah,
Marcus, is Joan Bareilles only a Paul McCartney person, or is she a fan of solo works? I think Joan likes the Beatles, but she is hardcore Paul all the way. We've been to some fest with her, and she's told us that she loves all the Beatles music, but she's Paul 100% solo. Like, when we saw Juber and Holly doing, Rockestra and Go Now to Denny Lane, she was like, I'm into the solo stuff. So I think she's pretty much just Paul only, but she likes the Beatles too. She does. But hopefully we'll get Tony over here next year for one of the fests, either in New York or in Chicago at some point when he's well enough. We got to get you over here, man.
That would be nice. I'm not really interested so much in all the fest stuff. Just meeting everyone would be fabulous.
Oh yeah, and that's what it is. Some of the other stuff is okay, but just coming to meet everybody, I think, is going to be the best part of the whole bit. So we'll talk in December, but if you can make it happen, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I'll see where I am when it comes round.
Yeah. Oh, all right, gang. Well, it's just been about an hour. I was going to come on and do my usual show, so I'm going to wrap it up here. No Sunday show. It's a Saturday night special here. Late night for you people in the UK, which Tony's like, oh, it's Sunday morning and Andy's on. So, thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. We've got episode 261 dropping a week from tonight, which will be with Owen Ling, which will be on the Paul and George relationship throughout the 1980s up until 1988. And stay tuned for more content and any breaking news on Paul's tour. Any new setlist stuff we will have for you here on our channel at some point this week. Tony, you want to just give a little plug to your channel and tell everybody what's the latest and greatest on Beatley Tone Beatles channel?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's got kind of what I said earlier. If you didn't hear, I'm working on a video at the moment, which is tentatively called something like "Does Apple Know What the Hell It's Doing?" or something like that, which is basically talking about the scattergun approach that they've taken with the the remix of the UK album. That project. I will be doing a review of the meditation mixes as well. Obviously, when the Capitol albums come out, I'll be unboxing that and reviewing it. The same for Living in the Material World. And I'm also working on Paul McCartney in the 21st century ranking video.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
Good one. We did a show on that a while back too.
Did you?
We
Okay.
did. We did the top 21 songs in the 21st century. We did.
Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to whittle it down to 20.
I bet it's very hard to do. I'd be very curious to see your ranking. That
Yeah.
will be one. Well, all your content's great, but I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. And I've got, I need to speak to Ian Derbyshire as well. I think he's going to come on the channel because he sent me the book, and also John Blaney. But I'll talk to you about that because I want you guys to do it first, so I don't want to steal your thunder on that.
Nah, if you work it out, you go right ahead and do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm also thinking about a cheeky video of the top 20 worst Paul McCartney songs ever.
We're going to do that. That's going to be our next episode. We're doing the top 10 worst Paul McCartney songs with Mitch Axelrod. So that'll be a fun one. No, wait, that's good. That we play all because then we hear songs that we didn't pick that you picked and vice versa, and it works out pretty well.
Yeah, good stuff. As I say, lots going on. So
no,
absolutely. I'm busy.
Busy is good, and before that, really, health is great, and we're glad that you're doing so well, and you're able to really make content for the channel, and your channel is such a one that we go to for everything, and you're so enjoyable and knowledgeable on all things, and we really appreciate that, and we're so thankful that you're able to do it, and can't wait till December when we link up, and we'll knock all that out off air, but. Tony, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
No problem. MVP, Susan, I can't get everybody. Laura, do stay safe down there. Jeff, who left. Christian D, Marcus Thompson, Gail, Joe Mayo, who's here for a little bit. Elvin, John Bazzini, James Boyce. That was pretty. Ralph was here a little bit too earlier, and Caitlin. Thanks for being here tonight. We'll see you on the next episode of Two Legs. Mike was also here. Let's go Mets, Brendan, music fan, and Ellen. Thanks, guys. Have a great day and a beautiful night. Be well. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks very much. Bye.